Conflict usually leads to division, but today you will hear of a story where conflict leads to a uniting of states. It was the year 1776. The United States just finished celebrating a major accomplishment. They won their independence from Great Britain, but they were left with a big responsibility of ruling themselves. Their first attempt at a government was the Articles of Confederation. This document was written to establish the functions of the national government. There were some weaknesses that included no taxing power, inflation, no power to regulate trade, and Congress did not have the power to draft an army. The government wanted a strong and united country, but there was some disagreement. In May 1787, 55 delegates gathered in Philadelphia to talk about the flaws of the Articles of Confederation and the problems that were evident from the weakened central government. From this gathering, they did not only make a new document, but something that was an entirely new system, which changed many things for the better. One step they took was creating a new document called the Constitution. After all the debate and compromise, they were ready to reveal the new document to the American people in order to have buy-in and lead ratification within the 13 states. But there was a problem. Some states did not agree with this new document.
Smaller states, which had enjoyed equal representation in the existing government, feared they would lose sovereignty to the dominance of the larger states. Delaware's Gunning Bedford warned that the small states would find some foreign ally if their autonomy was threatened. The larger states wanted representation based on population. James Wilson reminded the delegates, "Can we forget for whom we are forming a government? Is it for men or for the imaginary beings called states?" As the debate went on, 2 delegates from New York walked out, believing the convention had exceeded its mandate. If others left, the convention might collapse.
Those who did not agree with the Constitution became known as the anti-federalist. Those who were in favor of the Constitution were called the Federalist. The Federalists were city dwellers and encouraged the Constitution because they thought it had a strong structure that would make a good government and that it had enough rights for the people. On the other hand, the anti-federalists believed there were not enough rights for the people, and they thought the national government would be too powerful. They feared the Constitution would destroy the liberties they had gained in the American Revolution. The Federalist group consisted of large property owners in the North, conservative small farmers and businessmen, wealthy merchants, and judges. Some Federalists found a way to face this opposing group by writing 85 essays called the Federalist Papers. These papers were made to explain the Constitution and encourage ratification. A variety of these essays were written by James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay. They were Federalist leaders. The Anti-Federalists also had leaders, and these included Patrick Henry, Samuel Adams, and Richard Henry Lee. These men not only were the leaders of the anti-federalists, but they also believed that the Constitution gave too much power in the hands of Congress. The anti-federalists had many collected speeches, essays, and pamphlets, and they were later known as the Anti-Federalist Papers. On June 8, 1789, Representative James Madison introduced a series of proposed amendments to the Constitution. On September 25th, Congress agreed upon 12 amendments. Then they were sent to different states for approval. Some states ratified 10 of these amendments and called them the Bill of Rights. In the year 1791, the first of these amendments contained guarantees of freedom of religion, speech, press, peaceable assembly, and petition, and has always been interpreted to protect the right of association. Since the anti-federalists thought that the Constitution didn't secure the people's rights, they said the only way they would help the Constitution be ratified is if they added the Bill of Rights.
Thanks to the leadership of George Washington and his fellow delegates, the former colonies were truly unified into one United States, equipped with a representative government that was both balanced and empowered to serve the people. Now, more than 200 years old, the U.S. Constitution has endured to become the world's oldest representative constitution in existence today.
The anti-federalists believed that the Constitution gave the central government too much power, and without the Bill of Rights, the people would be in risk of oppression. To ensure the adoption of the Constitution, they needed to add the Bill of Rights. So the Federalists added the Bill of Rights to the Constitution, and it was ratified in the year 1788. In the end, both sides worked together to make the Constitution something that will last for generations to come.